Okay, we're doing this set without the reflection, I guess. So it's another one of the new series of things, but it's a 4+ set. Right, and should be very straightforward. But it does come with two doggies, so that can go with my other doggy, which I have promptly lost. Okay, we've got to tidy this desk up and put all my animals together. Well, there's the squirrel. Where did the little dog go? They were actually just here a second ago. I was just looking at them. So they'll turn up again from this set. Where is the dog? Oh, it's in. Oh, okay. There's a doggy in there. Okay, so that's the dog we've already got. What are we going to get in this one? Well, we've got that bag. We've got a giant piece. That. And that's all that's in the box. And this is on the back of the box. So, learn to build. This is it. We're finally going to learn to build these things. So that goes there. There's actually like a stain on the piece of paper below. That's why I have the container out first. So I haven't got any spare paper to replace it with. I do have spare paper, but it's downstairs, so I can't be bothered moving. So let's make this. I'm guessing this is the same standard car model base that they use in all the 4+ sets, but because I don't really think about these things when I build them, I haven't really been storing them to compare. Maybe they're all actually slightly different. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Look, they tell you that. They tell you to open the bag, which is the worst advice, I think. This is annoying because when you work with kids and you have anything that's like going to get all over the show, you're always trying to get them to keep everything in the bag until you want to take something out and that you actually need something. And because the first thing kids always do is they take something like, like popsicle sticks, if you make gluing them together for some reason, and they take the bag and then they just pour them on the table, and it's like, no, don't do that, just take them out as you need them. And so, darn you, Lego, for your teaching children terrible habits. Anyway, I'm going to move her over there. Oh, no, we're not. It's just going to fall over. Alright, so let's get going. Let's build these peoples. They have the same body, so that's a bit handy. Yes, I think they have the same body. It looks like they have the same body. It's certainly close enough to not really warrant really worrying. Right, are these vet people? They are vets. Yes, they're vets. With a stethoscope, which is a bit strange. Like I assume, I just cannot remember. I mean, I guess it has happened that the vet has used a stethoscope on like a kitten or something. It just feels like I don't really remember the vet doing that very much. But you never know. For big animals, I'm sure it makes a lot more sense. So there's the animals, and one of them is a cat. I don't know why I both thought they were dogs. But there you go. Where are the other legs, though? I'm sure I should be able to see them. I don't. They're in my hand. I'm not looking for the other legs. I'm looking for the other top. Alright, okay. Fine. They're being made. That's that done. They've got some accessories, but those can wait till later on. I'm sure something is going to fall down from above, because that's what they've been doing all day long. So they've got like a cookie thing that goes in their bowl that can sit there, and a bone, which I can't actually get out. Okay, that can go there. So they're like, what are those called again? Can't remember. And I was going to say it's a pit bull, but it's not. Is it? I don't know. I don't do dogs. Dogs aren't my thing. I feel like I should be able to answer what kind of dog that is, but it's too tiring. So, how come this doesn't have printing on it? Because that's not the piece we're looking for. This is the piece we're looking for. So we start with this, then we're going to stick that on the front. So for some reason I thought this was also going to be an electric vehicle, and there's something about it that made me think it was. But I can't see it at the moment. So turning the pages, it's like, seriously, hold them in your hands. That one goes there. And which way around do they go? Doesn't actually tell you. Why are there two different pictures? Gosh, they really do spell this out for you, don't they? Well, that's okay. That's okay. I don't really imagine any child actually goes through and does this and goes, I hold them and then I put them in there. You could just show any little child, like one little, I don't know, maybe you can't. I'm sure they've done a lot of market research. I don't really know what 4-year-olds do. I only work with 5 upwards. And once they're 5 years old, you're completely onto it, obviously. And now, we go there. Let's just have like little things that saying, don't put Lego in your mouth on every second page. If you're aiming this at 4-year-olds. Because that's what they do, right? They're going to be like, oh, I've got to get this off. I'm going to put it in my mouth. I've got to do anything. I've got to get this off. I'm going to chew the whole thing off. It's like, just don't. I do kind of remember, actually, the first, like, when I was a child, I would use my teeth to undo pieces. This is true. But I do remember that, I can't remember what exactly happened, but I remember being aware of not wanting to do that anymore and thinking I wanted to take better care of things. And like one day it just happened that I was decided that no, I'm not going to use my teeth anymore. That's not the best way to look after Lego pieces. So I wish I could remember that moment better. I just remember that it was a thing that existed. I guess it's part of growing up. You just get to those points and suddenly you're like, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. Like when I was young, I would get off my bicycle and just throw it on the ground and thinking it was hilarious and throwing it on the ground all the time. And this caused problems, of course, later on, that I would have a damaged bike. From throwing it on the ground and not caring, not thinking about it. And then there was this one day when it was like, actually, you know what? I want to look after my bike. I'm not going to throw it on the ground anymore. I'm going to take care of it. And, you know, your brain just goes, actually, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. So this is going here. I hope that's how it happens for most people. I'm just guessing that the other one goes on the other side, but we better not jump ahead. We better put this one here. In fact, I don't know if this is everyone's. I think this is kind of like I felt every year of my life until about the time I was about 23 or 24. An awareness of my brain developing at each point, which matches up, I think, with what they say is a typical. Your brain doesn't really stop developing until you're in your 20s. And it isn't a sensation that I've really experienced since then. But it was definitely like, I feel like my brain has grown somehow. Can't quite put my finger on why, but I feel like it had. So aren't brains weird? Now we have to make this thing, and we're going here. I think that's the thing I always get like a bit sad when you work with children, is some children are quite, well, what's going on in this? What's going on here? I don't understand what's going on here. Oh, it's going on this bit here, right, okay. You know, especially when you've got young kids and old kids, they're always trying to, young kids are always feeling, you know, like they have to, not like they have to compete, but other children make them feel sad if they're better at them than things. And, you know, this is awareness that you don't even actually have to do anything. Just as you get older, you'll be better at certain things. That's just what happens. It's fine not to be good at some things when you're a little tiny person. It's all right. It doesn't matter at all. I remember playing video games and being absolutely terrible at video games. And then coming back and playing the exact same video game a few years later on, like at an arcade game or something, having done no practice whatsoever, and suddenly finding that actually I was better than I was before. Say, what? I didn't do any practice. How does that work? It's just your brain getting bigger. So there you go. The secret to life. Just keep that brain getting bigger. Right. So today in Auckland, the weather wasn't too bad. It didn't pour with rain all the time. So no more flooding around my area today. Which is nice, but it was very humid because it is the middle of summer. There's a lot of water in the ground, but it's not too bad. So I tried an edge trimmer or a weed whacker, whatever you want to call them, that I purchased just yesterday. It's my very first one, and I thought, wow. And I have a friend who needs one to use, and I thought, well, I could use one too, so I'll buy one and then they can share it. And I think it's going to be a pretty good purchase. So it was a very, it was a bit expensive, but it's all worked out. So that was my day. So the cat is on a little stretcher, which I think is kind of cute, and I kind of have to see if I can get these characters to actually hold the stretcher in a way that looks remotely plausible. I suppose the thing with this, right? These things are $1 now. I'm going to go buy a whole bunch tomorrow. It'll be hysterical. So that it's a bit far away. They don't even really need two people. They can just hold this up with one. But we kind of have to have... But there won't be enough room for the cat. That's the problem. She's going to have to lean forward in order to pull this little trick off. It needs to be 3 studs long, I think, to hold the cat. And I think I may have to turn her hands around. Alright, we'll have to turn her hands around. Gosh, they're lucky to be able to do this, aren't they? Amazing. I watched a very short YouTube video today. Well, not a short, it was a relatively short YouTube video about what Lego did right. And it was in reference to, I forgot the name of the toy. They weren't the first to come up with a plastic block based construction toy. Some company came up with that beforehand, but their clever innovation was the little circles on the bottom, and that was kind of interesting. I don't think there's much else to say. So yes, they weren't the first, but they came up with something that made it actually the most workable, and they're just a good company all around, I suppose, mostly. So there we go. This cat has really a bit too big for their thing, and at least they can hold it that way. So that was the cat. You get 2 syringes, you get lots of bones, 2 cookies, a bowl, and one of these things, a drinky thing. And we can compare them with our previous animals. So we now have, actually this is quite a lot. This is a bigger dog than that one, isn't it? Where did my otters go? I think I put them away already. They're not on the desk, so I think I have. So we've got this one and this one, plus we've got the little seagull from previously. So it's quite a good collection of animals in these sets. But I'm pretty sure I've had all of these animals before, except for the squirrel. I don't think I've had a squirrel before. So that was fun. That's all there is to say about this. And you could also count the little ladybug bird there. Ladybird is what I like to say, like an iceberg. Just to really confuse things. So anyway, that's all there is to that. I've definitely had this cat before. This is not a new cat, I don't think. And I'm pretty sure I've had this dog before. So these are not amazing, but they are the city theme stuff. So that's what you would expect. So I think that's all you have to do. Look, and your hands should be emptied. Alright, so don't have anything in your hand when you finish this, or that's kind of interesting. It tells you how to take it apart. Well, that's quite clever. That's useful. That's actually true. So you could do that. I'm going to use this thing, and you can pop it off. So that's quite nice of them, isn't it? They are at least doing something to try and help children not use their teeth to take everything apart. Though I would be impressed if a child could get their teeth in there to get that out. They're probably like, well, that's, even with your teeth, that's too much of an ask. But there's no, advertising. What else is there in the the city theme this year, so oh well. Thanks for watching. Bye.